I mean, because that number gets attached to a check to leave in their account before closing day. Man, that was good, even with that slow. Welcome back, Real Talk Real Estate. My name's Scott Warner with the Capstone team, brokered by Coldwell Banker Ingram Safari. To my left, none other.
Donovan Johnson. We're under the same roof, but not in the same room, meaning I'm not a part of his team, but we're on one team together of life.
The circle of life.
Today, we're going to talk about something that it's a duh when you hear it, but until it's in front of your face, it's just that thing.
Earnest money.
Which sounds simple on paper. You write a check, it shows the seller you're serious, and everybody's ready to kumbaya.
but moments buyers actually have to write that check, suddenly it doesn't feel so small anymore.
And it can be the most important part of the paragraph. You could really hinge a deal around the earnest money deposit.
Yeah, they skim past the, financial terms, the contingency deadlines, the due diligence period, and then all of a sudden, earnest money. And it's like asking to wire some money to a stranger. I mean, it's like, oh, that's spam.
And speaking of that, the way Scott said it, though, is a perfect leadway, because I was just going to say that it can definitely induce an emotional response, because you're going to be forking out money. And here's the thing. They haven't even seen the final paper where it tells you if you pay every dollar interest, everything, what it's going to be like. I had somebody just buy basically a $250,000 home. What do you think, Scott, after the loans matured and every dollar is paid for, what do you think it's going to be total cost?
$500,000.
Damn! Hey, we never dapped up on the pod. That was nice. Yes, but that's what it is. And it kind of made me be like, oh, and I had one deal one time. I know we're talking about earnest money, so forgive me for getting a little off topic, but I had one deal one time go south because they're like, I can't believe you almost let me basically sign up to pay all this money. And I was like, brother, you're renting right now.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to be breaking down in today's pod. What that check actually represents.
And you know what it doesn't represent, Scott?
What?
An extra cost.
Nope.
This isn't a origination fee or something like that. Mm-hmm. This is part of the deal. And if the deal goes through, you don't lose anything. It's actually credited to you.
Yeah, it's like a fee on top of everything else. I mean, that's what we're talking about.
It's just you're giving them the money a little bit early. You're showing good faith. You're showing that this isn't a middle of the mall purchase, that you're here, that you're not here to waste anybody's time. Because that's the biggest thing with, because Scott knows as a selling agent, usually the first week or two is the most important. And if I get somebody that has a good deal on paper, but they don't have the money to back it up or aren't willing to spend a little bit of money, come on now, where there's smoke, there's got to be a little fire.
Yeah. It's not new money. It's early money. That's all we're talking about. It's early money.
But not like tax return early money.
No, but he said, I'm just going back to what he said just a few minutes ago. Middle of the mall transaction? Dang. What you doing? Buying a broken cell phone?
Buying a chain.
All right, getting back to it.
Look, I got us. So with the earnest money, as long as they understand that you aren't asking them to fork out extra, life's good.
Yeah. I mean, because that number gets attached to a check to leave in their account before closing day. It doesn't separate the transaction early.
Yeah, man. And with it, it shouldn't. Yes, if your cash on hand is tight, I could see it being a little bit of an issue.
Yeah.
But as long as you can float it, it's all your money anyway. It's coming back to you.
Yeah. I mean, try explaining it's not really gone. It's just early to someone who's about to send 5 figures right back to a bank account they've never heard of.
Anyway, like I was saying, earnest money. I'm gonna hit that again. Anyway, my bad. Scott, earnest money, it's money, but it's ironically not about the number.
Yeah, no, which is fair. Nobody just hands over a check that size and just goes like, oh, yeah.
Right. And we talk so much on this pod about like dating a house, marrying a home, and instead of just, DMing somebody, hey, want to go on a date, imagine you being like, hey, I have a reservation for us at Blase Root Chris or something. I don't know, something where they got to throw a little money down. Now, see, look, Scott's eye. Hey,
that's signaling.
Yes,
that's
dude.
saying, hey, we are here, we are ready.
Yes, absolutely. Where are we at now? My bad.
Exactly. It tells the seller.
It signals that we're here to party.
We're here to be committed. We're ready to go. The seller's taking this house off the market. It's a real risk. Other buyers stop looking, showings calm down.
And that's why they have sometimes these open counters to where they can still not necessarily shop your deal, but they can still show off or show homes because they're worried about the deal falling through. But you putting money down is almost staking a claim in your territory, like a reverse Boston Tea Party kind of.
Like you said, earnest money is that proof. It's that, hey, I'm excited for this date. I'm not just winging it. I got us reservations. The buyer's putting down something on the table that says, we have skin in this game.
And you know what's so funny about earnest money now that I'm thinking about it?
Yep.
It's a culture thing. It's a market thing. Because if it was a seller's market, seller's market meaning lower inventory, higher buyers, they will probably require earnest money. Right before I got into real estate in 21, that 2020 was a crazy year during COVID, and people were overpaying and putting down 10, 15,000 to show people like, hey, we're serious about this. So earnest money now is a little different because, I mean, even on a Lord, thank God, but I put a $500,000 home under contract. I didn't put any earnest money down, even though my buyers were like, are you sure you don't want to just to show them like everything's closed, we're good. So earnest money, it's different. And the commercial deals expect to have to put down a lot of it.
I mean, guess what? The anxiety of all of that comes with the question, what happens if we don't close?
And that's the thing. If I was in my client's shoes, I would 100% want to know that. Like, so you're telling me that this money has strings attached, but you're also telling me that I'm going to get it back. Well, what happens if this thing crashes and burns?
Yeah, I mean, the honest answer is if you do everything right, depending on the contract, reading through the contract, you're going to get that money back if this thing does not close.
Right. And if the way you write up your contract, there's a section for inspections. And I've been the listing agent when this happens, but you can back out of an inspection period. You don't have to necessarily give a reason. You can just back out. There's contingencies with the appraisal. The home has to appraise. Let's say if your home is under contract for $300,000, but it only appraises for $285,000. Well, either you can do one or two things as the buyer. Ask the seller to reduce the price to the appraisal value because your bank's not going to give you the money for something it's not worth, or you can pay the $15,000 out of pocket. Get the seller pay. It don't matter. Somehow you got to bridge the gap.
Yeah. And that's the thing that we're talking about. The whole point is contingencies. They're not red tape. They're for buyer's protection.
And there's arguments to be made sometimes, but for the most part, there's built-in protections for you to get your money back. And as realtors, I think we have to release it within 72 hours if the transaction itself ends. So there's built-in protections. We're not here. This isn't a money grab.
And the biggest thing, this is a little bit off topic, but the biggest thing on this is I remember talking, with my first job with Flavin, talking to Tommy about earnest money and where it goes. It goes into a bank account that doesn't get touched until that check has to come back out. So there's money in there. Say you're the buyer and, oh God, I'm putting this $5,000, $6,000 check. That money's covered. It's not like it's not going to come back. I'm sorry to interrupt. But
No. That's good. I had something good to say too off of that. My bad. I lost it, but it was good. That was great stuff. You had just said, I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
And the other side to us protecting you, sometimes if it falls outside the scope of the caution tape, as you want to say, then you may lose your money. But you should, let me say this. You're not always protected, but there's a lot of spaces where you can be protected. And it only defaults if you default on the contract. Like, we can't always protect you if you just get cold feet out of nowhere outside of the inspection period. We can't protect you if you just wake up one morning and change your mind.
Yeah.
I've had it happen a few times where people are like, yeah, I don't want to buy it. I'm like, dog.
Or I don't want to sell it.
Another good point. I don't want to sell it.
Trust me, had one of those, got it to closing, but guess what? It caused a lot of hurt and pain. That's where the nervousness lives. Buyers and sellers, or buyers, are not actually worried about losing the deposit with some random technicality. They're worried about what happens if they change their mind. And
I'm gonna say this, man. That's why we walk through every contingency. And the big thing with me and Scott, we talk about the process all the time and how we present things to people. The biggest thing is laying everything out on the table. Mm-hmm. Once you do that and you remind them, you let them know. Scott's good about documenting phone calls. I'm working on getting better at that. I think I'm going to just start recording everything. But
you are now being recorded.
Yes. The YN Chronicles would like to say, your ass is caught. But in all seriousness, it's not here to dupe you. This isn't a scam. This isn't a siphoning scheme. This is just to show you that, hey, we're here to not only dance around. Or no, we're not. We're just here to play. We're not here to waste anybody's time.
Yeah, because the worst time to learn that your earnest money protects you from the moment you actually need it.
That's why we lay everything out in front so people know the do's and don'ts, essentially, and because here's the thing, we're going to fight for you regardless. And even if you're wrong, there's a strong chance I'm going to still find a way to make some type of argument.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, if you can get in your head that earnest money is an accountability system and that all it is you being an adult, then, and paying to play, and understanding that you're not paying to play, and it's not like an entry fee and it doesn't count towards anything. It actually does count towards it. So it's almost like you're, when you buy a ticket and it's included with a meal and all this other stuff. The earnest money's like the ticket in.
Yeah. I mean, it keeps both sides honest. The seller can't keep quietly shopping his house around. The buyer's not going to disappear. It keeps the sides honest and above reproach.
And I think it's like an early handshake too, honestly. Mm-hmm. If the deal itself is, they back in the day, man's word and his handshake was worth everything. The earnest money is them saying yes.
Yeah, I mean, that part gets missed. People think it's a one-way risk to the buyer. It's not. It's protection for the buyer with the seller and the seller with the buyer. It protects buyers and sellers equally.
And imagine if just a little bit of money gave peace of mind to everybody.
Yeah. I mean, it starts feeling like leverage. Strong earnest money deposit paired with contingencies. Like the buyer actually understands what's going on, and it's an underrated tool in our tool bag.
Some buyers think that it's good to try and put the highest dollar value on the contract to offer, but sometimes offering what's realistic and showing them that you're, I know we keep saying this, so forget serious, fuck that. I'm not gonna say forgive us. All right. It's not always about putting down as much money as you can on paper. I'm not talking about the deposit, I mean the sales price. It's more about showing a complete offer. And if you can say, hey, we may not be able to go at listing, but hey, this is a strong written offer. We have our contingencies covered and we're willing to pay a little money down. That's going to weigh more.
Yeah. Earnest money is not an extra cost and it's not a trap.
I'm locked up. They won't let me out. They won't let me out. It's not a trap, man. It's an encouragement.
Yeah. I mean, it's a signal. It's a safeguard. It's, eventually just part of the money that you were going to be putting up anyway.
Yeah, man. It's almost like if you had to just put money down to get in the door,
Mm-hmm.
And once you're in the door, you're able to enjoy the circus, but you got to
pay to play.
Yeah, man.
I mean, because it's not just handing over money. It's showing that it's a follow through. It's there. We're here to the end.
Yes. And again, earnest money right now in this market, using us for some residential, strong chance you won't have to. Maybe a multi-offer situation, you throw it down and say, hey, nah, give it to me. But for the most part, this is important to understand and know, but it shouldn't be detrimental to the process at all.
Yeah. Hey guys, that's all the time that we have today. Thank you for watching. Give us a subscribe, give us thumbs up, give us hearts. Like Donovan said, let me know if I need a new barber or maybe if he needs a new barber.
I knew you was about to try and clown you, boy, but you don't need to zoom in to see how. All right, all up at the bottom. Game Point, Helga Crush Friday. Sean Murray, shout out South Africa.